Greetings to all my 10th grade children. Today we are going to see Unit 2 Prose. I welcome you all to this e-learning platform. Today let's see the lesson, prose lesson, The Night the Ghost Got In. The writer is James Grover Thurber. James Grover Thurber. Okay. This story written by James Grover Thurber is all about misunderstanding and imagination taking place in a house. That is, the narrator is taken here as Herman, a boy, and he is having a misunderstanding. Because of his misunderstanding, lot of confusions and chaos happens in his house in the midnight of a day. So what is happening later? Lot many things have been spoiled in his house. So that incident has been said in this lesson. Let's see what are the misunderstandings happening because of the Herman. In Unit 2 Prose, you can see the main characters, the narrator. Narrator is Herman. Narrator has a grandfather, okay, and his mother. This is a brother, okay, Herman's brother, and Mr. and Mrs. Bordwell. Actually, they are the neighbors and police officers. Few of the police officers who are coming in the story. Next, we will see the story starts like this. Mother is sleeping upstairs. Mother is sleeping upstairs and the two boys are sleeping downstairs in their bedroom. And you can see they are in two different rooms and two different portions of the house, that is upstairs and downstairs. And this Herman, actually this is a symbolic representation only, not the exact picture. Okay, Herman actually goes inside the bathtub to take a bath and he comes out. This incident takes place in the midnight of 1 o'clock. Around 1 o'clock it's taking place, and when he comes out and he's wiped his body dry, suddenly he hears some sound in the dining table. Someone is walking, someone is going around the dining table, some sound is heard. Their house are made out of wooden mostly. Okay, that creaking sound of the wooden planks, everything he can hear. And what he is doing is, he is actually standing here and he started paying attention to this sound. So this, he alerts his brother, younger brother, and he says some ghosts are going inside the house. We have to see what is happening in the house. But this boy is very afraid about ghosts, and he covers himself in the bed sheet and he stays inside the room itself. But Herman keeps on compelling him, and he takes him out of the house, out of the room, and he goes to the dining table. Meanwhile, he also guesses that sometime it may be his brother or his father, because they both went to the army and they were out of the house. Maybe they would have returned home surprisingly as a surprise for the family. So like that they would have returned back, or it must be a ghost. That's what they are thinking. Or this is some other thing, that is they will inform their mother as burglars have come inside their house. Actually, they have come to a conclusion, boys have come to the conclusion that it is a ghost, but they say to the mother, it is like burglars have come inside the house. Mother started hearing the sound in the house and she asked, what is happening downstairs? The boys were saying, some burglars have come inside the house, so we are very afraid. So they will run to the upstairs, they'll go to their mother, and mother, what she is doing is, she'll ask the boys to call the police and inform them. But they cannot come downstairs. You can see there from the upstairs they are seeing, actually the telephone is in the downstairs, they can't do anything, because if they come down, if burglars are there, they may attack the children or attack the person, anyone in their house. So they are very afraid and they stay in the upstairs itself. And they get an idea what to do is, they will go to the window side and they will see their neighbor's house. From their house, they will inform their neighbor, Mr. Bordwell and Mrs. Bordwell, by throwing a shoe through the window. And what is happening is, this shoe goes and breaks the glass pane of the window, and they were getting irritated. That too midnight of the day. You have to think about it. All will be sleeping. That neighborhood, every area will be completely in silence. And they are disturbing them in a way like throwing the shoes. It's a kind of an insult they are doing it. And Mr. Bordwell is standing and shivering near the window, getting out of anger. Okay, he is out of senses and he is shouting. And finally she says, no, we are not insulting you actually. some burglars have come into the house, so we have to inform police, but we cannot able to do that. Can you do us some help like that? She is asking. And when they went, okay, they understood the situation and they rang up to the police and informed to the police. Meanwhile, again, what she is doing, again she is taking another shoe and she is trying to flung through the window. The boy, actually Herman, stopped his mother and asked for the reason, and she is saying she is very interested in doing that, again throwing the remaining pair of the shoe, okay, and she want to throw that through the window. Like that she is doing in the midnight of the day. She is doing all these things. Then finally, after some time, what is happening? The police come around 8 people will be coming. One full cab they will be coming, and the next one part of people will come in 2 motorbikes. They will come, and what they will do is they will come to the house and they will be flashlight everywhere. They will show the flashlight everywhere and to check any burglars are there in the house. No one they can see, and they will be banging on the door to open the door. No one will be opening because all are in the upstairs. And what they will do is they will use their shoulder and try to bang the door, and they will hit the door and break the door and get into the house. So they will break into the house and get inside, and they will be searching everywhere, and they will be asking, why don't you open the door? They were saying burglars were there, so we were afraid if sometimes they may attack us. So we were staying upstairs like that. The boys and the mother will be saying. And they will be searching everywhere, all the sofa, they will be tilting up the sofa, they will open the suitcase, they will open the wardrobe, they will pull down all the clothes, everything they will do, they will open the drawer, everything they will do, and they will really, what they do is they will mostly fully put up in confusion. That whole house they will put in upside down, and they will make everything in a wrong, they will throw everything outside, they will put everything in a wrong, complete in disorder. In the night of the time, okay, and that they will be doing and checking, like they are doing checking, and they will say no, nothing is there, and they will even see a zither called musical instrument. The boys already had a guinea pig in their house. That guinea pig had a fancy of sleeping over the zither alone. So they were explaining that situation also, and that man will be looking at them oddly. Why these boys are saying all these and all they will be thinking. And they will think something they can hear, some sound they can hear in the attic. So they will climb the upstairs and go to the attic, and who they will see is their grandfather sleeping there, okay. Their grandfather will be sleeping, and you can see the grandfather will be sleeping, and all will be going there, and Herman knows that, or actually grandfather has lost some of his senses. Actually he is in a little bit of amnesia like that, memory loss. So he always thinks of the past, like the general army needs that soldiers will be coming and attacking them. So he always have a rifle in his hand, and when these cops were running upstairs, he thought that General Meade's army is coming to attack them. So what he did is, he took his rifle and he shot one of the policemen, and that made them really, they actually come to save the household people. But he is attacking them in turn. So everyone were in upset mode, and what he is doing is, he was asking them to retreat from the home. He asked them to leave the house immediately. And Herman only was giving an explanation to the people, to the policemen, what is the situation of the grandfather, and he made everything in a proper condition, and they left the house. They were saying, actually ma'am, no one is there in the house, no burglars. In the next slide also you can see that they will be saying like this is the situation, the boys are afraid, like ghosts, the policemen are coming, they are going to the upstairs. When they go to the attic, that grandfather is giving a shot at them. So they will come to a conclusion, and they will be going, everything will be fine, they will be resting that day, they will go to sleep. The next day when they got up, grandfather is as usual, very fresh, very casual, very cool, and he is having a very good breakfast with them, and he is asking, what happened yesterday, why those policemen and all came here like that, he'll be asking. And this boy will be saying, actually we said like burglars have come to the house. Burglars? Yes, I heard some sound in the dining table, so we started thinking that burglars and some maybe ghosts also may be there, like that they will be saying. And he will be saying, how will an old man will not walk up in the midnight if you are not keeping at least a cup of water to drink near the bedside. That's the usual thing, no? When we go to sleep, we'll have some water near the bedside. They have forgotten to provide him with the water, and this man, in the middle of the night, what he's doing, he got up from the attic, came down to the dining table to take some water, and he went back to his place. This situation created many confusions, and the imagination and the misunderstanding lead to such a great chaos and disturbance to the neighbors also. Okay, that's the story here. And grandfather finally gave up that what is the situation happened there, and he was the person who went around the dining table, and no other person. That is not the burglars or the ghost. It was only the grandfather. You can see about the author, James Grover Thurber. He was an American cartoonist, author. So cartoonist in the sense writing stories mainly for the children. So many imaginations, horrors, mostly this happens for everyone. Children, when they start growing to a particular age, they start creating imagination in them. So he is a great person he is a great cartoonist, author, humorist. You can see some humors also in the story. Journalist, playwright, and celebrated wit. He was best known for his cartoons and short stories published mainly in the New Yorker magazine, such as the Cat Bird Seed, and collected in his numerous books. He was one of the most popular humorists of his time, as he celebrated the comic frustrations and eccentricities of ordinary people. In an ordinary situation, in an ordinary house, he is giving about that. He says about that in the story. You can see that, and you all know, if you see a dark place in your house, you started creating an imagination that ghost is there. Yes, in the middle of the night, any sound you hear, someone has come into the house. Like that you think. The same thing James Thurber has created in the story. Hope you would have understood the lesson. Thank you. Have a nice day.